Whoo! And just like that, the whole experiment with Antonio Brown, it's over. Jeez. First of all, I want to apologize for taking too long to post this video. But as you can see, I just got home from a very long day. Now, where do we start? People want to say, I told you this was not going to work. I told you he's not going to make it, blah, 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 blah. We're going to start by saying this whole situation is crazy and bizarre. People were already saying there was conspiration, that they were planning this from the beginning. Belichick and him got together. Him and his agent is the same agent of Gronkowski. They work it out. They wanted to get out of Oakland. He wants to compete for the ring. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you something. Antonio Brown fooled me twice. Once, when I saw the interview with Oakland, again, when he was apologizing to his teammates in Oakland, I know he didn't really quite sell the story because his apology wasn't really sincere, but he fooled me because I was like, he's gonna take the loss and move on as a professional, The next day, the very next morning, on Saturday morning, he went on Instagram and he said, Oakland Raiders, please release me. Let me go somewhere else. The Patriots picked him up, it went crazy. And yesterday, I saw the first time when he spoke as a Patriot, the very first time. And it was just like a typical Patriot. The reporters were poking him, asking him questions about the allegations, poking him about the sexual harassment, asking him uncomfortable questions, really. And he reacted like a fucking New England Patriot veteran, saying, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad for the opportunity. I just want to play football. They poking him and they poke him and they poke him, and he fucking hats off. Like, he sold me. I was like, he sold me. I looked at myself in the mirror. I literally went to the bathroom, looked at myself in the mirror, and say, wow, he bought into it. It's done. It's a done deal. We fucking moving forward. He's gonna be a Patriot for life now. That was my reaction. Now, let me stop right there. Before the whole trade went from Oakland to the Patriots, I was like, we don't need him. We don't need the drama. We doing good. We're gonna be okay. All right. And that was, of course, after we play our first game. And actually, I saw enough on the preseason to say that we didn't need him. But after I watched the whole first game when he didn't play, I was like, yeah, we technically you can look at Antonio Brown and say, look, we're bringing you to the Patriots, but we don't need you. We can win without you. We just proved that we destroyed the Steelers without you. So we're going to bring you, but we don't need you. And then by him coming up and really proving and working and playing good against the Dolphins, I'm not gonna lie. Like I say, I got fooled. My whole imagination started going crazy. My whole brain, it was like, you know what? The Patriots they're gonna get going as the season goes on. We're gonna have Antonio Brown going at full speed. We're gonna have Josh Gordon in full speed. We're gonna have Edelman. We're gonna have our rookie receiver coming up back in November, October, November. If we somehow can fucking convince Gronk to come back in November, December, and make a fucking run, dude, my mind was going crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was thinking about undefeated season. I was thinking, this is it. This is fucking it. We won all 4 games in the preseason. We're gonna get all 16 games in the regular season. We're gonna win 3 games in the fucking playoffs. Nobody gonna fucking stop us. Our defense is fucking playing lights out. I was fucking, I was fucking over here, man. I was done. I was like, this is it. And then this whole fucking shit breaks down today. I need another fucking sip, man. So this whole situation breaks down, and like I say, I had a few hours already to settle down and do a little research, and just little by little, start going back to reality, back to reality, back to reality. And now this is where I am, right here in reality. Um, I'm not gonna cry about the whole Antonio Brown, but we got to be focused. And our problems is still number one, trying to be healthy. And right now, our main concern should not be trying to replace Antonio Brown, not try to bring somebody else. Our main fucking priority right now, it should be keep the offensive line healthy. We are very thin at that position. Our last first round pick from last year, Isaiah Wynn, he cannot stay healthy. He missed all last year with an Achilles injury. This year they say it's a toe injury. He's in IR, expected to come back later on the season. Our right tackle, it's out with the shoulder injury, Marcus Cannon. So it's we are very, very thin at that position. That should be our main concern. After that, of course, everybody else will stay healthy, and because if we don't have a good offensive line, we're not gonna have a effective running game, and our Tom Brady, who knows how many hits he can handle at the age of 42. So that has to be our main concern right now. We're back to reality, back to focus. Now I know this video is about the whole Antonio Brown situation. All right, so let's rewind a little bit and just talk a little bit more into the whole thing. Like I said, this situation is bizarre. Now, if you're Antonio Brown, I know you're not gonna watch this video because I only have like fucking 10 subscribers, but your football career, I want to say it's over. And if it's not, it has as big chance as me to make it to the pros right now. It's gonna be very hard for him. The last receiver I saw playing in 3 different teams in a season, it was Randy Moss, and I don't think he played after that. I think he actually played with 49ers a couple years later, and it happened to be a good team, so they make it to the Super Bowl and everything. But your career, it's almost over. Now the whole thing is that I like I say, I've been reading and doing a little research. Antonio Brown and Odell Beckham, they are working for themselves. They created a brand. This dude, he's been trending for the last 2 weeks. He has been trending. He's breaking the internet. I don't think nobody has trended that much for a period of literally 15 days though. And I guarantee you we're going to be continue to hear for the next 2 weeks about Antonio Brown. Especially if somebody picks him up. So these guys have figured out, just like any of us YouTubers, we are here trying to make a buck. Alright? He is trending and he's making money though. I mean, no doubt about that. Business are booming for him. And if you can make money without putting yourself on the line out there in the football field, and take the risk of breaking a knee or elbow or hip, or get a concussion or something, I mean, why not? Yeah, you'll take the money, right? You take the money and run. But this whole situation was as bizarre as possible. And we're never going to get to the bottom of it with Belichick. He's not going to come. He's done. He's done and moving on, No, today he walked out of the press conference. He said, "I'm done talking about Antonio Brown." And maybe that's one of the reasons why he probably had enough. He said, "You know what? This is a distraction. I was trying to take a gamble, and I wanted to make it work, and it probably would have worked. I probably would have made it work. but we don't need this. We don't need this distraction. And it is true. At the end of the day, it is a distraction. It is what it is. It's a fucking distraction. It's like a fucking bringing a bad apple into the fucking locker room. You know, eventually, all the apples gonna turn bad. Um, I don't know who can take a risk on Antonio Brown. Somebody they like I say might need him. There's teams who are gonna throw some offers at him. You know, like I said a couple of weeks ago, somebody might try to take advantage of it. The Patriots tried to take advantage of him, and they were actually willing to pay pretty good buck for his services. You know, it was amazing to see him working that quick and with into the team with Brady, especially with Brady, because Brady was trying to feed him, was trying to make a statement, and I'm sure he's pissed right now. You know, but at the end of the day, Brady will move on. Brady understands that we got it, turn it down and move on. But Antonio Brown and Odell Beckham, they did just trying to make a brand for themselves, and maybe that's the smart way. They're thinking for the future about what's next after football, you know. So, um, another thing that people are talking about right now, it's the Antonio Brown was with the Steelers for 8 years, and we never heard none of this situation. Um, and this after these 8 years, pretty much in the last year, to be honest, so he he start fucking we start hearing all this shit about him, like you know the Steelers created a monster and this and that, and it's because they're paying so much money, and now he started changing the way he treats people, and you know when it comes about allegations about sex, and especially that I think this girl, whatever her name is, she didn't even file criminal charges. She say she went and filed a civil lawsuit, and she's like, just pay me some money and walk away. You know, I don't believe you can fix things, especially like a sexual harassment or a sexual assault, or you know, with money. Oh, just pay me some money and I'll say nothing happened, or I'll get quiet. You know, that's not a way to fix things, though. You know, so I don't believe none of this shit. Now, of course, you open once you do you get one of those cases and you open the door for other people who somehow had a touch or it had some kind of engagement with him in the past. Of course, they got the opportunity to say, "Oh yeah, he did it to me too. I want some money too." You know, like it's a big he say she say. You know, kind of like, for example, Michael Jackson with the kids. You know, the first kid came up and say, "Well, I don't know, man. You know, he's sleeping with me and this and that." Or actually, the parents say, "Oh, but he's sleeping with my kids and this and that." How many kids did they show up after that? 10, 15? Oh, yeah, yeah, my kid too. You know, we win some money. It's all about money, man. People trying to make money somewhere or, you know, or another. So I don't believe half of that shit. I think it's all bullshit, but it's hard to fucking figure it out. It's hard to fucking find out, really. Um, it's a big deal. It's a big topic. We can go on and on and on talking about it, the whole thing, but it's crazy that we didn't hear none of this stuff in the last 8 years, and now it's just way out of proportion. Maybe he intended for it to be like that, like I said, to just trend and somehow make a money out of himself, because people will pay him. You know, people will pay him to for interviews. I know he lost a couple endorsements. Nike dropped him this week, and Nike is a big one. You know, I'm pretty sure they were paying him a good buck, but it's like the whole Aaron Hernandez situation. You know, when he got arrested and this and that, people were like, "Well, he was living a double life. You know, he was really another person." No, I think you know who you are and you grow up to continue to be that person. Yeah, money might affect you here in one way or another, where you can just do stupid things or not thinking right through, and make allows you to make those mistakes, or for allows you for other people to see those mistakes. Well, I don't know. It's a big situation, a big topic. But anyhow, the whole experiment, it's done. It's over. Patriots Nation. There's nothing to worry about. We got a long season ahead of us. Our schedule actually favor us for the beginning of the season, so we can probably go 8-0, 7-0, somewhere around there, maybe even 6-0. Who knows? Depending how healthy we stay. But once again, our main concern, the offensive line. If we can stay healthy, we got a pretty good season ahead of us. Um, I'm a little concerned with this quarterback carousel going down. Cam is out. Big Ben is out. Drew Brees is out. Carson Wentz was out for a little bit. Nick Foles was out. That's five. That's five. So one last thing I want to throw over here is, regard a little bit of these quarterbacks getting hurt. I always say that it's bad for football. Like Antonio Brown, electrifying good players should always stay in the league, though, no matter what. That's my opinion, though. And not having all these starting quarterbacks, and not having these top wide receivers like Antonio Brown, it's bad for football. I will miss those guys, but the show must go on. And week 3 is right around the corner. So hope you guys have a nice weekend, and make sure you comment below, like this video, and subscribe. Share my page. Need some more subscribers, and enjoy this week 3 of the NFL. All right, see ya.